Welcome back to Atlanta and Company. I'm Christine Pilara. So glad you're with us on this Friday. The divorce, bankruptcy, and injury attorneys at Haidt, Eichelser & Kuhn are champions for their clients. In partnership with Atlanta and Company, they want to help answer your burning legal questions. Right now, email legaljacket@mac.com for questions or to speak to an attorney. Now this morning, Elizabeth Kuhn and her stepdaughter Sydney are here to discuss a really important and very timely topic. Welcome to you both.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here, Sydney. We always love having Elizabeth. She always offers such great advice to our viewers. I want to talk about, though, why you chose to come on today. Why was it important for you?
Well, you know how my dad is Alex Haidt and how he's the founding partner of Haidt, Eichelser & Kuhn, and he practices like family law and like personal injury and bankruptcy. Well, I figured that you're getting like kind of bored with Liz, and I thought it would be kind of funny.
Liz was like, what?
I thought it would be kind of fun.
You can never be bored with her, but no, you're offering just a nice youthful perspective, right?
Yeah, and I think it would be kind of nice for like kids that are out there that are watching the show and like they're wondering what are they going to do for the holidays. I know from personal experience.
Well, how old are you now and how old were you when your parents separated?
I am 12 right now, and I was 8 when my parents got divorced. I was in 3rd grade, so like 4 years ago.
Right. And what was that like for you? Because there's so many kids, as you said, maybe they're kids watching right now, they're home from school, they're helping wrap gifts, and this is really resonating with them because they had to go through the exact same thing. So what can you talk about and what can you teach them?
Well, I was really confused. I didn't understand what was going on, and I knew that my brothers, they kind of knew because they were a little older. Right. And I was just that younger sibling who was really close to her parents, and I didn't understand what was going to happen to me and how I was going to like go to each house and why do my parents do this? Is it my fault?
Right.
But I knew that it wasn't my fault.
Good, right, it isn't. And one of the things that, you know, we always hear about is either, you know, how important being really open and communicating and having the parents make sure that they're honest and open and doing the right things for you kids, and because it is important for you to feel like it wasn't your fault, right? And if they're getting along, then things are better for you.
Yeah.
And is that how you felt, that as long as they were still getting along and not putting you in the middle, it must have been kind of a relief?
Yeah, and like how my brothers, they always were looking out for me, and I remember just crying, and I remember my brothers saying it's going to be all right, and like my parents, they were always there for me, and like my parents, they were always trying to make sure that I knew that it wasn't my fault, and I'm really happy that my parents sat down with me and my brothers, and they were completely honest with us.
And that brings up a very good point, because one of the things that as a practicing attorney that I teach my clients, don't lie to your kids.
Right.
Kids are a lot smarter than you think that they are, and don't drag them into the adult stuff.
Exactly. And it sounds like that your parents were wise enough to do that, because it really, I mean, what's the difference I'm sure you see in the ones that are War of the Roses type of relationships going sour versus the ones that are like, we're putting our kids first and we're going to make this thing work?
Yeah, it's actually unbelievable the lengths that some parents will go through to put their kids against the other parent. You know, right now I have a case where the parents are the race to the school to take the kid, because there's no custody order in effect. So the parent gets there when the school's released at 2:20. Well, then the other parent gets mad and says, okay, well, I'll pull them out early at 2:15, and they start battling their kids.
Right.
And fortunate for Sydney and her parents, you know, I think you wanted to say something to your parents for not putting you in the middle of it.
Well, I really want to give a nice shout out to my mom, Robin Haidt, and my dad. I think it's like really nice that they just sat down with us, and if we asked them a question, they would just right out say it. And if we asked a question that was like too personal for them, they would just say, okay, I'll tell you when I'm older. And Liz unfortunately tells me that a lot.
Right.
She actually on her iPhone has a list of things that I'm allowed to know when I'm older. She's literally keeping tabs, because she said, every time you tell me, I'll tell you when you're older, and she gets a little frustrated.
I will, but so write down that question and I will answer it in due time. And you know, one of the things that I'm sure, well, hopefully you don't have experience doing this, but there are a lot of kids out there who unfortunately maybe try to play the parents against each other. And that's not really smart, and I know it happens every day. And talk on that point.
Well, one of my good friends, she tried to play her parents against each other, and like she was lying to them, and she was like trying to get them to be more angry at each other than they already were. And I know that when I'm getting home from school, my dad and Liz are at the table and they stare me down, and my dad just starts typing. I know that my mom has just eye-chatted them, and that they're figuring out what kind of amazing punishment they're about to just give me.
And that's an excellent point. You know, really, it needs to not be parents versus each other when they have children. It's parents versus children. And it's very important that they all stay on the same page. And one of the problems that I see sometimes in either modification of custody cases or divorce cases where one parent is trying to make the child treat a stepmom, and I'm a stepmom, and say, well, you will call her mom. That's crazy. You don't do that. You don't make your kid call the new boyfriend dad, the new girlfriend mom. You know, you just don't do that. She has two wonderful parents. You know, her mom Robin and my husband Alex, and she's grateful, and she's just hoping to give some advice to those parents out there who are putting their kids in the middle, and it's Christmas.
And it's Christmas. And on that note, I know we only have, unfortunately, 30 seconds because we could do a whole show about this and probably get a lot of kids writing in. What advice do you have quickly for parents and kids, Elizabeth or Sid?
Well, it is the new year, and you should start off on the right foot and not be regretting something, and it's all about your kids and you, not just you or just your kids, and to try to like be more with them during the holidays, because this is one of the kids' favorite holidays, so don't make it the worst holiday for them by putting them through this.
And great advice. And don't hog your kid. Because not only do they have two parents, they have aunts, they have uncles, they have brothers, sisters, cousins, and they need to have fun through the holidays. And that's what it's about, and it's about family being together, not family being apart.
Great advice. Thank you so much. Sydney, your parents will be very proud. Elizabeth, I mean, what a mature... She said that you wanted to come on. I'm like, okay, this will be fun. But you did a great job, and I know a lot of people out there, a lot of kids can relate, and parents too. In case they're fighting, listen to their words. Thank you so much, guys. Happy holidays to you. Happy Hanukkah. And if you have a question or you would like to speak to one of the attorneys at Haidt, Eichelser, and Kuhn, please text HE-LAW, that's H-E-L-A-W, to 25543, and someone from their office will get back to you. And for more information about Haidt, Eichelser, and Kuhn, please log on to their website. It's he-law.com, or give them a call at 770-517-0045. And this segment was paid for by Haidt, Eichelser, and Kuhn, attorneys at law.